Hello, I am Josh, and I am here with Richard Cox at Cutie Mark Con. I almost said Comic. I almost said Comic Con. Cutie Mark Con. Richard, good to meet you.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I love laughing, so thank you.
Good.
Anyway, it's been quite a while since we last spoke with you. Have you been keeping busy in Canada?
It's not your business. Keep our secrets close to the chest in Canada.
Awesome.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Well,
American spy.
not just me.
Right.
Everybody.
Oh, it's good.
Talk about the homeland.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's good. Apparently we're socialist. We're not. But if you watch the news, apparently we're
The more you know.
no.
So the big news back then, Inuyasha.
Yes.
Is the popularity still strong through the series? For the series through like, anime fans' eyes?
I think so. I still get enough people coming up and saying that they enjoyed Inuyasha and we still see a lot of Inuyasha cosplay at anime cons. So not so many here, but obviously it's not an anime con. So but still, even here, I have enough people sort of saying hey and hi, and I like that show, and there you go. Yeah.
So as the lead character of Inuyasha, was there a different mindset when voicing?
No.
Not at all.
Well, no, I mean, it's like any character you approach it. Like, I'm not in a room with people while I'm recording it because it's an ADR show, so you're sort of by yourself. So there's no, like, can't, like, well, I've got the lead. So take that. But you want to make it great, but I think everybody involved in it wants to make it great. And the more you start meeting the fans and seeing how invested they are in it, the more you want to make sure that you're as invested and that the show is as good as your fans would want it to be. So particularly going back to do the final act, there was a lot of, like, no, like, we've really seen it now. So, like, we want to make sure that it's, like, the best possible version of it out there. So.
Was it too easy for Inuyasha to vanquish the characters that were played by Brian Drummond and Matt Hill?
No, I feel given their overall strength, we should have been able to dispatch them much quicker. No, I don't think it was too easy. I always joke that, like whenever anyone says, can you do like Backlash Wave for me or whatever, or, I'm always like, sure, I'll do that. But I'm always intrigued that that's what fans want me to say for them, because I always feel that it wasn't the strongest of attacks, and most bad guys repelled it relatively easily. So, and then we ultimately vanquished them with my favorite move, which is Adamant Barrage in our translation of it, which is awesome. No, not only am I barraging you, I'm doing it adamantly. So it's my favorite grammatical attack. So I have to just start with that, because it seems to be a fairly overwhelming attack. But I do love Windscar and those things. But no, I don't feel it's too easy to dispatch them. No, I think it should have been a little quicker, because they're fairly weak. And Matt's a runner. You could hamstring that guy; he wouldn't be able to move.
Of your voiceovers, which do you think is the most memorable?
I can't remember. I think that Inuyasha probably gets the most attention. I like Snails from My Little Pony because he's so goofy. But there's one that we're doing now, a new show that I can't talk anything about, that I would really love to have it be quite memorable and really good. But I'd say Inuyasha probably is the one that people come back to most. Yeah, voice-wise, yeah.
That's a very popular show.
It is. It's an awesome show.
It is awesome.
The best show ever.
Well, when we talked about a lot about Inuyasha, we're actually here at Cutie Mark Con, which is about My Little Pony. Tell us about your work on that.
It's incredible, and it's probably I'm the best part of the show.
Just like Inuyasha.
Right. Like I said, I did Snails, and so of Snips and Snails fame with Lee Tokar, and I love them, and they're hilarious. And my daughters love the flea market line and say it all the time, and not badly either. They were always walking around the house. Why do they call it a flea market if they don't sell fleas? Which is awesome. That, and I like pudding, which is awesome. You can't argue with this man. Like I love Snails. I love Snails. I think he should have his own show. The Snips and Snails should just have their own series. That would be amazing. So I love it. I love doing the show, and I think the fandom is really cool. I think it's awesome. I think people have really sort of latched onto something and sort of have taken it to that next level, and it's a lot of fun being here and interacting with everybody.
My Little Pony the newer version of My Little Pony. He's branching out to pretty much almost a huge range of ages, like all sorts of people.
Yes.
What are your theories on that? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that over the years, those animated shows, like Simpsons or like, where it sort of was directly, geared toward an adult market fairly early on, the Family Guys and all that kind of stuff. I think that, animators of the shows for young people, and there are a lot of them, like Fairly Odd Parents and like all this kind of stuff that really do. I think everybody really kind of got in, the last few years that, obviously parents are watching the show with their kids, so let's throw a few nods to the parents as well and put in their jokes in there for the parents watching as well many years ago. And then I think that then continued on into the idea of like, well, the parents are liking it and other people are liking it, and we're getting a whole other demographic that we didn't sort of set out to get. Well, why don't we just directly go after them through this one? And I think that that's what they've done with My Little Pony, was really sort of, take the lead off of, Powerpuff Girls and all that stuff, where you then take it into a realm of like we're not just going to throw a few shout outs to like sort of the adult market. We're going to completely, make a show that works on two levels, that really sort of works for the younger people, but definitely is for the older people as well. So I think that when it's done right, that's really appealing. It's really appealing to the adult market, and I'm really glad that sort of grown-ups love the show, because there's a lot funny in it.
One of those demographics are the bronies.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the bronies specifically?
I think they're great. I think it's cool. There's something awesome about seeing a grown man walking around in a Rainbow Dash outfit and working it, like making it work.
There's a couple out there already.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I think whatever my theory is, everyone geeks out about something, and like for me, let's say it's politics or it's whatever, or NASCAR, which people can judge me for, or racing in general, or any of those things. For years, men, we geeked out about sports or whatever it is. But I think it's okay to geek out about things that sort of go beyond what other people have decided you're allowed to geek out about. Like if you like collecting spoons, then geek out about spoons. Like I don't care what it is. And if you don't geek out about something, you're dead inside. If you don't geek out about something, and I don't care what it is. Like if it's sports, if sports is your deal and that's what you're geeking out about, awesome. If you know all the stats, wicked. But I think that any other interest out there is totally fair game to geek out about. And who am I to judge, right? So I think it's great, but I think that it's a show completely worthy of geeking out about. Completely worthy of it. It's funny. It totally appeals to a broad base, and I love that the show itself has taken on the Brony banner as well. Like a lot of those shows are specifically like, here you go, we're giving you shouts out, and I love that fact about it. I'm very proud of being associated with the show in any manner. So.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Any upcoming projects you want to talk about or can talk about?
I want to talk about all of them. I can't talk about any of them. I'm very nervous about, because we sign everything and says, so I'm not going to tell anything about anything until till the company who's creating it has decided that that's when and it's because it's their property. So I don't want to accidentally step on toes. So even stuff where I'm like, really, we can say that? I still better not say anything, just in case. It's been out for 5 years, Richard. Yeah, but I don't want to get in trouble. So no, I don't think there's anything I can talk about, really. I'm doing a few shows right now, but nothing that I can talk about. But please watch them when you become aware of them.
Well, I mean, is there anything you want to say to your fans from any of your voiceover work, My Little Pony or Inuyasha, any of the sorts?
Thank you. And thank you. And follow me on Twitter and on Tumblr, which I'm occasionally on. I had a whole thing the other day where I wanted to do an Ask Me Anything, but I didn't think I was like interesting enough for like Reddit, where that whole thing happened. So I did it on my Tumblr, and so and we've done it on Twitter before now and whatever. So but I keep meaning to like keep up with my Tumblr stuff and like all these different social media sites. So I apologize to anyone who like gets on my certain social media bandwagon with me, and then I don't post for a while. But there were some very interesting questions that came up, which were fun. So yeah, but follow me on the various forms of following stuff.
Well, you've been mentioning Twitter specifically. What is your Twitter account? What is your name?
You need a pencil for it. You got to write it down. It's at Richard Ian Cox. all one word.
There you go. Yeah, right.
And oddly enough, so is my Tumblr.
It's good to be consistent.
Yeah, mostly if you look my name up on Google, those things will pop up, I guess. And other photos from the 70s, which I don't want people to see.
Yeah, see, because if they just want to go to twitter.com without your 70s photos.
Right. As opposed to Googling me and seeing God knows what coming up in the photo section. Really, Richard? Well, they thought it was for Cosmo, and it wasn't.
All right. That's everything. Richard's been awesome.
How have you been? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm actually from this area. This is my first
Really?
My Little Pony convention. Really? Actually, this is Cutie Mark Karn's first year, if I'm correct, right?
It is,
first
yes.
year.
Yeah.
So, I'm I'm not the bandwagon. I'm like
Right.
what constructs the bandwagon.
Right. I gotcha. And you live in the area?
Yeah.
What's your address?
What's yours?
Can't tell you that.
Well, it's the same, I bet.
Awesome. So, yeah, and you're from Cincinnati?
Yes. Louisville's.
Louisville.
It
I want to go to Louisville.
It
A place
varies.
you're only allowed to go to apparently when you're drunk. Where are you from? Louisville.
Well, you shouldn't drink and drive.
Where's my car? Where did you leave it? Louisville.
Don't drink and drive.
The judicial system in Louisville is ridiculous.
I actually did run over a giant a median divider
Right.
completely sober in Louisville. Yeah. See, so you probably should be drunk so you can not be stupid and you have an excuse to do something like that.
Is that how they figure out if people are drunk in Louisville, is asking them to say Louisville? And then if they say Louisville and overpronounce it, then they know they're drunk? Are you trying not to sound drunk? No.
I haven't got tested in Louisville for that.
There's a big baseball bat in Louisville.
Slugger.
Yeah, there's an actual bat outside the museum.
Louisville loves baseball.
Well, I should hope so.
Yeah. Well,
They put all their chips in it. They're like, we're really getting on this baseball thing. We made a bat. We're selling them. Our city is a bat. We've Louisville Slugger. Good.
well, either way, if that's all. Is that all?
Right. No, I don't think so. But everything's going all right for you.
Everything's great.
Good. You're married, is he? Good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe we could find you a girlfriend right on here, but then your wife would be pretty mad about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And she is here.
bad call. Bad call. Okay. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Anime on Location. I've been Richard Ian Cox, and this is a guy,
Josh.
Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.